People who have never heard of Persona 5 are going to continue having never heard of Persona 5.
Yes.
Like, regardless of how well it performs, score-wise,
It could get 10s, and I think
it could be a perfect
like, huh?
game, and people would be like, Persona what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Persona has kind of built on itself on word of mouth for the most part.
Absolutely.
It's like it keeps doing, and so I think it could, I think it could be like one of those things where where Demon's Souls, for instance, had that cult following,
Right.
But then when Dark Souls came out, everybody was talking about it, and it just got huge. So I think it is possible. I think especially it's possible for
Bloodworth, to kind of speak to your point, not all that long ago, right? Persona, I would say, was kind of a niche game, but if you look at the latest Persona 5 trailer, right, this is the 4th trailer for this game. It's been up for approximately 24 hours at the time of this recording. It has almost 1 million views.
Yeah.
For an Atlas game,
That's
for
big.
a turn-based anime JRPG, like, if you think about the growth in popularity, right, I think Persona 3 was the breakthrough, but then it got 10 times more popular with Persona 4. And what was crazy about Persona 4, right, is that game came out in 2008, but it doesn't feel like it. Because I think
Persona 4 Golden.
Golden
and
was
Golden.
huge.
But I think Golden was only huge because that word of mouth, it just didn't end. Like, the people that became nuts about Persona multiplied in a really crazy fashion, right? Like, you played Persona 4 like a year or two ago. You played Persona 4 a couple of years ago.
I still feel like I still miss it.
Yeah.
I played.
That's how it goes. Now, are we not going to address the elephant in the room, Ashley? That Rooster Teeth is employing a bunch of schmucks who don't know anything about Persona 5? What the fuck is going on here? You don't know about Persona 5. It's a JRPG,
I'm
first
sorry.
off. You're saying it's an
No,
RPG
no.
underselling. I'm horrified.
Persona 5, though, Greg,
I'm not
you got to see
surprised
a little
that
demo
you're
of it.
horrified, but I mean, it's niche.
Not anymore. It's big. This is coming up party. Persona 5 is going to be huge. You're going to see.
It's gonna
You'll all see.
It's gonna be huge for its niche.
No, this is his breakout one. Like, seriously, I
You think?
it's
You
been.
really think so?
This is, I feel like, going to be their Uncharted 2 in the way that enough people are primed now. Enough people understand what Persona is. I think Persona 4 Golden is like the one game everybody bought for Vita. The only game
it was
everybody
the
bought
only.
for. Yeah.
It was
It's
the
sold
only
Vitas.
game I wanted a Vita for.
Exactly. And so many people played that and got inducted into it. I think that now you're going to see, it's going to be crazy when this one comes out to the States finally, I think.
So what is it about this one that you think is going to get mainstream people who know nothing about Persona into it?
It'll be the fact that it's finally, they've heard it now. I always
Just
talk
that
about it.
Just they've heard the name, that it's like
Exactly.
that brand
I always talk about
awareness.
it. Think of Persona 4 Golden like you thought about Uncharted 1, where so many people played Uncharted 1, but the majority didn't. However, by the time you got to Uncharted 2, everyone heard of Uncharted. They knew of Uncharted. The name meant something to them. And I feel like that's where we are now, where even if you didn't play Persona 4 Golden, someone in your friend group of video game nerds hasn't shut up about it.
That's
and
very
now,
true.
And now it's going to come to PlayStation 4, and it's going to look great, and it's going to come out in
I
February
have
14th.
absolutely no interest in Persona. Never have. But now, Persona 5, I'm definitely going to give it a shot because of how much people have praised Persona 4 Golden.
Well, I mean, let's educate Joel a little bit then on what Persona 5 is.
You were saying that like Persona 4 was maybe like not quite like this big mainstream thing, but the cult grew by leaps and bounds over like since in the years following that game's release.
Like, Persona's always been that, Final Fantasy is kind of that, everyone knows it.
Yeah.
It's a household
the
friendly
Madden
name.
football of Japanese RPGs. You could say it. You could say it. It's the most generic thing that. No, it doesn't.
Please don't hurt us square. But yeah, Persona's just kind of been steadily growing. It's always been that franchise that some, say, oh yeah, I work for Atlas. We have the Persona games, and like, Persona? Oh,
right.
I have a friend that's like super into that game, but they've never played it. And Persona 5 is the one that's people are like, oh, yeah, I saw that game.
Yeah, it feels like this is like the breakthrough moment. I mean, the dancing game and just all the fighting games and stuff, like really kind of helping get that out there to more people that might not play the RPG. And now, like, maybe it's because we house a lot of people that like that game on our message boards, and sometimes people ask me questions about our coverage plans for Persona games and stuff like that.
Why haven't you gone to Atlas and just beaten John with a baseball bat to get more Persona 5 stuff?
Yeah, so I'm proud to announce I've got this bat, and we're going to, because you demanded it, here we go.
It's not a 10.
But it really feels like there is this like fevered pitch around this game in a way that, I mean, as you know, I reviewed the original. I reviewed Persona 1.
I know.
I played.
Your Persona 4 playthrough is legendary. You know, our office loves it, and Charlie Tanoku lives.